what we're making is the biggest thing here is the dressing. And I've got the bowl here. I'm going to go ahead and make the dressing for this. And this is the poppy seed dressing. And it's in ounces, as you see. Ounces are pretty easy. 8 ounces is a cup, right? So if the recipe calls for 3 fluid ounces, that's a little 8 is a cup. 3 is a half a cup. 8, 4, 3. So it's like roughly a third of a cup, or about that much. About that much. Actually, let me. Yeah, well, that was actually wrong. That was a red wine vinegar. I thought it was my cider vinegar. Here's my cider vinegar. All right. This recipe is a copycat recipe from this great cafe in the Urban Mill Cafe. It's in Maine. And so honey, it's about the same, maybe a little less honey. But everything, you know, pretty much, especially with dressing, it's just pretty much to taste. Or you can look and you see what the proportions are. And then salt, we've got mustard. I didn't have any celery seed or celery leaves, so I'm going to forget about that. Green onions. You know, if you don't have something, you just leave it out. Unless it's something important, like you're doing steak salad and you don't have steak. You know, then you change it to chicken or something. All right, so the honey breaks down pretty quickly with the vinegar. I'm going to add a little onion. This is a little white onion. Excuse me, green onion. What is wrong with me? I tell you, the 80,000 Buckeyes I did Saturday is just really telling on me. So I'm going to put that in at the last. Okay, and this is my good olive oil that I love so much. Canola oil, organic canola oil. Remember what I told you guys about this last week? This is organic canola. It's down where the regular oil is. Again, no GMOs in the rapeseed, in the canola that makes this oil. So this is my favorite. Okay, Solo family, all natural, expeller pressed canola oil, non-GMO verified. And then you just start adding the oil. You can do this in your food processor. If you have a hole in the lid of your food processor, I don't. I have to undo the whole thing to get anything in it. You can do it in your blender, or you can just do it with a whisk. And you get like about a half a cup of oil in here. It's a pretty simple recipe, and you make it yourself. You know what everything is that's in here. I'm going to add the onions in here. I'm going to add the poppy seed. You can actually use a commercial poppy seed dressing if you like, or you could use a raspberry vinaigrette if you like. You can make it sweeter That's pretty good. Make it a little sweeter. There's going to be apples and cranberries and a whole bunch of, apples and cranberries and cheese in this. So I don't want it to be really, really sweet. Okay, that's good. Move that over to the side. These are what you see in front of me. These are roasted. I roasted them. So these are roasted cashews. These are raw cashews originally, and I got them downstairs in the natural food area of the store, where you can also make peanut butter. Okay, so these are raw cashews that I roasted. Okay. So now I'm going to get the high knives out. Grate a little of this. And I think I'll go ahead and put the firecrackers in. This is the best Swiss cheese. I'm always surprised whenever I hit something that just knocks my socks off, and I just get really surprised about the taste of it. Especially in a regular grocery store. Like our grocery stores, doesn't have a lot of fancy stuff, but it has some nice things, and I was really excited to run across this. This is called It's Heinz Lacy Baby Swiss, and like I said, you can get it in the specialty cheeses right down below me here. Or you can get it at the deli case. There are 2 different kinds of baby Swiss in the deli case. This is one, and then there's a wheel baby Swiss. So this is a different baby Swiss. So you have to ask for the Heinz baby Swiss. And if whoever's working at the deli look at you like, Heinz? Go Heinz, okay? Tell them it's spelled like Heinz. So you can just give it a bunch, get a whole bunch going. So you get this all grated, and I have this nice green apple. Move this to the side a little bit. These are washed. The sticker is really clean. That happens. Can you see me if I move off the grater, off the grill at all? Can you see that? Crud. Okay. Okay. It's just hard to cut on the grate, This is a grill underneath me. That's an easy way to cut an apple. Did all y'all see that? I'm throwing it into some lemon juice now. You just take your apple and just go around it, and then you always lay it on the flat. You always find a flat spot, unlike the grate that I'm cutting on. You always try to find the flat spot. You cut this wedge in half, and then flip it over to the flat spot again. This is for a dice. You just spray yourself with apple and throw it into the lemon juice. Ma'am? Oh yeah. Okay, again, so you find the flat spot of the apple that you've cut, you put it down on the cutting board, you take about a half of it, flatten it again, and then you go across for a julienne cut, and then you cross again for the dice. When you hit the big half that you've cut, or the big part that you've cut, just cut it in half so you get so you can get it flat again to the wedge. You can do this with all of the fall fruits, the apples, the pears. That's how you cut them. Just cut the core. I rarely ever peel my apples or any of my fruits. But I do wash them well, even if they're organic, because you just don't know who's licked them before you got to them. Right now, this salad's almost ready. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any cheesy questions?
I know you put apples in the lemon juice to keep them from turning. You can do that with pears?
Yes, ma'am, you do. You do that with pears.
And bananas?
And bananas.
And what can you use in place of lemon juice?
Vinegar, any acid will stop it. Don't like lemon juice?
I have a citrus allergy.
Yikes. Citrus. All right, there's no citrus in the compote. Yes, there is. There's orange juice. Okay. There's no citrus. I will keep some of the apple out of a portion of the salad for you. Well, I don't want you to blow up. That would be horrible. No, you can use any acid. Okay. So there's all my cheese. Put that in a bowl. What I'm going to do with the lettuce, I've washed it. It's all nice and clean. And I've dried all the leaves. And you could tear it if you wanted to, but I'm going to chop it. This is romaine. I've got two kinds of romaine here. I have red and I have green. And romaine's just lovely. And our romaine's really pretty. You just get a whole bunch of it clean. You know, you get it comes in a head and you just, you take the leaves off, rinse everything. Since I'm going to be sampling this, I'm cutting it more into bite-sized pieces. Romaine is sort of a sweet, bitter lettuce. It's easy to grow. We grow romaine. It also goes to seed really quick, so you have to eat it like while it's in the garden. Just I wanted to include a salad in these recipes tonight because cheese is so heavy that I wanted to have a little light something. Just a little light something. This particular recipe, the firecracker comes from, I'm going to go ahead and put the firecrackers in now. Actually come from the Cabot Creamery website, the recipe does. They have some really nice recipes. Anybody have any questions so far, besides the citrus question? What? Yes? Yes.
So I'm assuming it's better with them roasted?
They have a nicer flavor. You don't have to. Who's asking me? Okay, what would you don't like roasted?
No, I do. That's what I'm saying. Now pecans and walnuts are okay, but like almonds and cashews and peanuts, I don't like them unless they're roasted.
Okay.
I was thinking that it's kind of bland if it's not roasted.
Well, no, there's a lot of great uses for raw cashews. I make cheese out of raw cashews a lot of times. You make vegan cheese out of cashews. So, you know, there's that. But it has a nice flavor to it when they're roasted. But I like to roast them myself. Again, because I know what's on them, you know. So you start layering the salad now with the greens and the wonderful cranberries, the cashews, and the cheese. And greens. So you make sure you get some good stuff in all the layers. Again, it's a nice kind of sweet, tart, but light salad.
You're forgetting the apples?
Yeah. Good call. I'm gonna actually see. That's why these classes are so much fun, because I get to you guys get to tell me what I'm forgetting, which is so important. I thought this maybe had gone to another recipe. Oh, those apples. I get finished with the class and go, what'd that go with? Can you guys see this at all? I don't want to melt anything. This time I remembered. Thank you. Didn't put cheese in that though. So actually, if you keep the salad layered like this, you can wrap it up and put it in the refrigerator and just eat on it all week. Seriously. We've done that before. It's magnificent. Just don't dress it. Keep it layered. Keep it wrapped. Just go in and grab. And dress it. Ma'am? Either way. You know, either way. You know, if you have a big, a big air, type bowl, those are great. You know, or if you just have a, plastic wrap. So I'm going to let this hang out until we're ready to go, and then I'll toss it. So that's for the elves. Okay. This is a nice fall recipe. Nice fall salad recipe. And I'll add the rest of the apples since I doofed that up. I had juiced a whole lemon in here, so there's still some lemon juice left over, which I'll use for the pear. The pear that's going with the brie. It's a real pretty salad.